Hello, it's Katrina of Paper, Pens, and Coffee, and welcome to this video. I've been trying my best to show up here on YouTube, and at times it just doesn't work out for me physically or mentally as of late. I have all these visions in my head. I have written many lists down in my book that I keep just for creating on the channel. And then life gets in the way. My physical health hasn't been as good as I would want it to be in the last couple months. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen one of my latest posts about my hypermobility. They call it a hypermobility disorder. And I don't find it a disorder. It's just the way that I was born. Yet I never had any of the doctors except for one when I was really young, made me wear these knee braces, said how it would affect me later in life. Well, it's finally caught up with me to the point where I am having to eventually leave the practice of giving massages because it physically exhausts me. And unfortunately, right here on our thumb, this joint right here, the initials are CMC, and it's finally, after 13 years of doing massage, it's finally getting affected. Meaning, not affected as in an infection, but it's affecting this joint. And I want to be able to use my hands for my crafts that I like to do. So I'm on the brink of a change. I don't know what that looks like. I've been trying to get another job doing something else, and as of now, this isn't a pity party, but as of now, nothing is coming up in that realm. Therefore, I am trying my best to keep my mental health at bay. The winter months are coming, and for the ones that live in the Midwest or the East Coast or way up north, like in Oregon or Washington State, will understand what I'm speaking of. So at times you have these cloudy, dismal days, you have to bring in your own sunshine. So besides using a sun lamp, I try to do activities or even just relax and watch a happy-go-lucky movie or rewatch a show that does the same thing. While I've decided how I was going to do these videos, I was thinking, well, I could try to emulate all these other people that I like and try to have beautiful intros, show my face, telling you exactly what this video is going to be about. And that, even though it works for them, I know it just doesn't feel right or authentic with myself. And so that's probably the autistic part of my brain talking to me. And then my ADHD side goes, yeah, but we can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this. Well, today I'm just going to show you and catch up on my journal that I have appropriately named the Everything Journal. As you can tell, it's gotten very chunky. And let's see, where's a blank page? Here's a blank page. I still have that much left to go. It's approximately like 160 pages, I believe. It's an Archer and Olive. I got it a long time ago. I do not know if they have this particular, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's more of a mustard yellow kind. It's cloth. It has this little sun that they imprinted on it. But I'm using it right now as an Everything Journal. I use the elastic strap still to try to keep it together since it's getting so chunky. And I love pins. I've recently been supporting artists around the state, going to different art fairs. And so I've been picking up and doing pins. Some of these are from the art fairs. This is one local artist. This artist, her name escapes me right now, but she's from Michigan. These two are from my friend who lives in California. She lives in Paradise. She didn't create them, but she purchased them for me. This is an artist from Milwaukee. And then this little one right here happens to be mine. A little self-promotion. It's still in my shops, even though the spooky time is over. And I also have a sticker that goes with this. If you like spooky stuff or you like spooky stuff and coffee, this pin's for you. It actually glows in the dark. So I will link my shops down below if you're interested in that. But I thought this would be a fun way to decorate this band. For me, is pretty much, you know, boring. So before I update my journal, I thought I would just do a little flip through of some of the pages to let you know this is, some people call it a catch-all journal. Some people call it memory journal at times. I just call it the everything due to the fact that there's no exact theme. It's not like I am collecting pictures of vacations and putting it in here, or everyday things, or every time I make a sale that I put a photo in here, that type of thing for my shops. It's just whatever suits me at the time, I will put that in here. Now, this might look a little like my journal that I have for my catch-all of snail mail. And the reason it might look like that to some that have seen that video is because I've been using this one or working in this one more than my other one, and I enjoy certain items. I just want to be able to see them every time I open this up. So on the front cover, I found some see-through plastic holders that at a place that sells craft items for secondhand. And I am finishing up my 6-month membership with Brandy Kincaid, and in this year she would send out these cards in a form of a memo. And so every time I've gotten one, I stick the most recent one in there. So when I haven't put November's in yet, when I see that, then I can look at it and read what the memo says. A lot of people are afraid of what to do on their nameplate. Really easy, just put your name and then year. Sometimes people will put the date that they've started, but I just put the year. And if I finish it next year, then I'll do a dash and put 24 there. But I'm hoping within the next 30 days or so, I'll be able to finish this. Also, a lot of people are afraid of starting what to do on the first page. So you just don't know what to do. So I used some stamps of mine. And I said, this is the first page, hashtag now what. So sometimes if you just do that, or if you stick a favorite picture of yours or a sticker or something on the first page, then that phobia of what am I supposed to do on the first page, I think will melt away, and you'll be able to enjoy your journal that much more. I also have a favorite quote from RuPaul. Well, one, when he comes into the workroom, he always says, hello, hello, hello. But then also, if you cannot or can't love yourself, how can you love someone else, RuPaul? So I thought, well, I'll just print out or stamp out this quote and color it in. Then I just happened to get some happy mail from my pen pal Melanie, and so I started this one off by adding some of the items and the card that she sent me. And I kept it loose so I can open up the card anytime and read the personal note that she gave me. Then from Brandy Kincaid, she does this extravagant hope mailer. If you're familiar with that particular artist on Instagram and her work, she sends out an envelope every month with different items that she designs. And she always gives you a card to read later. And so there's a particular card in here that resonated with me. This is your moment right now. Take it, make it beautiful. See how it already is. Dear friend, don't let the day distract you all from this beauty it holds. It belongs to you too. Pay attention, write it down, take a photo, make a memory. Hold on to this moment as it already is. Love, me. So that resonated with me when I was first starting this journal. There's a strong possibility that I will transfer this envelope to another journal to keep that reminder with me. So as I go through this, there's some things that are from Brandy. This is one of the things I did for the Lunar New Year this year because it was the year of the rabbit. Also, I just started putting things down that I got in my Happy Mail, or I just felt it, just putting it all over the page. It just doesn't make sense at all. Yet then when I went back and when I journaled, it made sense to me. And remember, that's one thing about doing your own journals and your own memory keepers, your own whatever you do on paper. It doesn't need to make sense to the world as long as it makes sense to you. And sometimes it might not make sense to you, and that's okay too. As long as it's bringing the joy, or if you're working through something, the resolution that you're looking for, or the peace of mind. Remember why you started. And I was going through a little slump, so I had to remember that I was stay creative, sharing my art, teaching others, feel alive, and meet other artists. And then I just felt, okay, I'm just trying to do this again and be more open-minded about it. So I just started putting items in here that made sense to me. This is a decoupage of some of Mandy Ford's stickers, along with some of lettering that was from Brandy Kincaid. I just printed it out on clear sticker paper so it'd melt right into the paper. These are stickers from a local artist. Her name is Sarah, and her studio's called Hidden Roots Studio. She does a lot of ceramics. And these are two of the stickers that she was selling, so I wanted to purchase those and support her. Yet I didn't know where I wanted to put them yet. So another good thing is, if you don't want to put your stickers away like in a folder and never see them again, make little envelopes and stick them in there and write about it. And then you can go back and look at it anytime, or like, oh yes, now I know where I want to put the sticker. And it'll be there waiting for you. I was trying something new of using just my fountain pen inks. So that's what I drew. This is just a collage. I decided, okay, anything that I have that has the color green in it. And I was doing something else first, I think, but then I noticed a lot of green in the paper. So then I decided to go through all my stuff and see what else I could find that might be green. This is from Brandy Kincaid. It says, you are a participant in this life, present and practicing. But answer me this, how can a story end happily if there's no love? Kate DeBello. And that's all I put on these pages. Don't be afraid of blank pages. Will I come back here and add more stickers or writing? Perhaps. Maybe I will come back and put a collage here from magazines, or I might just leave it blank. Sometimes you just need to put things down like that. I have some, what are they called? Animal Ally cards from the artist Jessica Swift. And I picked one day, and it happened to be the moose. And the main focus word was encouragement. And so then I wrote about the card. I found this in my stash. A true artist is not one who inspires, but who inspires others. Salvador Dali. This is just me collaging. Now I can be me. It says make more mistakes. Some days fall apart trying. And so I just wrote about how I can just do differently. This was in August. I got to meet two ladies that I've been following and corresponding with on Instagram, and we all met in Chicago, and that was a lot of fun. These are different artists that I purchased items from. And actually, Madhouse, we're going to use a couple of those stickers in a bit. So I'm just going to continue flipping through and just showing you just some ways that I put it together. Sometimes you end up with blank pages because you forgot to make sure that that page was opened or not opened. This one I really like because I used the different stickers to make kind of a story page, and then I put 4 stickers together to create that little character. If you have washi tape, this is very therapeutic. Anytime you get new washi tape, or just sit down with your whole collection, and that could be like maybe one of your beginning pages, is just put all the washi tape that you own down on the paper. This is from my shop. Every so often I'll purchase things from her. And she is one that carries the character Coco in the Wanderers Gang. So I always put her card in here so I can read it over and over again. And she gives you some extra things too, which is really neat. So I always do that. I had an envision for this page for something about coffee, and this is as far as I got. So it's here waiting for me when I'm ready to reuse it. More washi. Here's some more stickers. This is another way to keep them in your book. Just put a little double-sided sticky tape in it, and when you're ready to use it, you just have to peel it off of there and then put it where you want it. Sometimes you can make a little book inside the book. We went to a place called Jefferson, Wisconsin, and they had artwork throughout their little town in the form of pretzels. So I took a couple pictures and then used the pretzel stamps from a company that I received them as a gift. Here are 2 pictures that I was going to journal about and I haven't gotten to it. So just leave it blank, and when you remember why you were going to journal about it, just come back and journal about it. I recently loved taking pictures of random objects that are on the ground. And then I collect enough of them to do a little print out. And then sometimes I write about it, sometimes I don't, but I think it's fun to see, kind of, to me, like art on the ground, forgotten objects. This is another way, and I'm going to add to it in just a second. Happiness is when, first of all, I love the artwork that Trader Joe's puts into their labels. I don't know if anyone else does. And I just thought, you know what? Instead of trying to recreate it or copy it down and, trace it or whatever, I decided I would just put the actual label in there and then journal about it. Here's some more stickers from a local artist. This, I made a short, which is here on YouTube and also my Instagram feed. I was showing you how I put a page together. And I think that's almost it. There's just random stickers, and just putting the stickers and then the word stickers over it, it just kind of made its own page. This hand lettering's by my friend Shauna Klingerman, and she had a group of stickers. I'm brave, I'm loved, I'm enough, I'm worthy, I'm strong. This is from Brandy Kincaid, and so I just put other things. She wrote a little blurb about why she did this and put savor, but then I decided to add a little more things that, you know, we take the moment to enjoy, to savor. This was just me decorating the pages for future journaling. And I think this is the last one, yeah, I've done. And then we'll start adding more stuff in here. So this was some items from my friend in the UK. She is very, very generous and sends me little items from time to time. And I've been saving all of these for a while. And this stamp, it was gifted to me by my friend LaQuisha. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect with the paintbrushes and the paintbrush in her hand. So I used some of my markers and just try to make it pretend like the paintbrush was painting, or she was painting to the paintbrush. So it says, Katrina, art saves lives, if in doubt, craft. So now we're here to a blank page. And before I get to some of these pictures, I recently just went to Chicago. I thought this would be a fun time just to show you what I do with the labels. A lot of times it's easier for things like this that you want to journal when it gets fluffy is to use this side. Some people bend their journals back a little. I don't know if this kind will allow me that pleasure. Well, maybe it will. So let's see if this will work. So while I'm doing this, if you've watched this far, thank you so much. If you could remember to thumbs up and like this video and subscribe, that will help my channel a lot. Other people say that, so I thought I would join in and be in the in crowd and say that too. So this is just going to be very basic. I'm not even going to make a background or anything. I am just putting this right here. This is from some fermented sauerkraut. And I need to eat more fermented food. It's really good for you, especially if you have GI issues, as I do myself. And so I just thought that it would just be fun to kind of have that reminder that, you know, I'm doing the best I know how to keep taking care of myself. So now I could have found paper in this color green or this color yellow or even this color green and did this beautiful background. But because this is my everything journal and not every page is going to be a masterpiece or gorgeous, I just stuck it down. And it was already sticky because it's sticky on the container. So right now I'm going to use my alphabet I have and then this archival ink pad. And one of them is a green color, so I thought that would be fun to use. Now the fun thing about using stamps that you can see through is you'll know exactly where you're placing them compared to back in the day when it was a wooden block and you hoped for the best for this. So without further ado, let's see if we can do this. I I am going to stick something under here just to make sure that it's nice and sturdy, meaning that sometimes when you bulk up your journal, it might kind of get wobbly, and then when you push it down, it won't, you know, press down all the way. So I'm going to write the word good. And I did 2 letters at a time, so then I'll know where to exactly put the next 2 letters. And I'm going to use the number 4. And then spell the word me with an exclamation point. And I'm going to put that down about here. And that's that. I don't have to add anything else if I do not want to. Now I could decorate it, but sometimes I just like putting one little thing down. Some people might not understand that, or that's not their style. They need to glam it all up. Go for it. That's what makes yours unique and makes mine unique. So I'm not going to waste any time of journaling about it. I might journal around this. I might write about, you know, why do I eat sauerkraut or fermented food, you know, what's really good about, you know, eating fermented food. The possibilities are endless, but that's one way to do the page. All right, let's unfold it. I'm going to take our clip over here and clip a lot of pages down so it won't interfere with us. Okay, so the next thing before I do my little trip from Chicago, I was trying one of those things that everyone has seen on Instagram or YouTube of you taking a picture, putting it on packing tape, and then making it into a sticker. Well, it kind of worked. I don't know. I wasn't really impressed with the way that it worked, but I've had these on my desk forever. So all I'm going to do is stick them down. And I think from now on, I'll just use the cutouts or the stickers the way they're supposed to. It just didn't really do anything like what it showed. And I went and tried to look it up, you know, look other people doing things and stuff. And I don't know, it might be like a Martha Stewart recipe. And they just give you enough information to make their video look good and leave out a couple steps so you can't recreate it. I call that the Martha Stewart effect. So I just plopped those on finally. Will I write anything here? Who knows? But it's in there and a page is filled. So let's get on to the fun part. Let's do a little thing about our Chicago trip. Now, one of the things I got when I went to Stationery Day, like I showed you, I got to meet the artist behind the Madhouse Crafting Company, and she's a resident of the Chicago area, so she does a lot of drawings and stickers connected with Chicago. She had another sheet, but unfortunately she sold out that day, so I wasn't able to purchase it. But this one, I'm going to be able to use 2 of them because we got some donuts. And also I took a picture of the Chicago Theater sign. It's a very famous marquee sign that's outside of the Chicago Theater where plays take place. And so I'm going to use those 2 stickers today in my layout. So remember, when you're using a printer like Ivy, to take it at face value, you can adjust the colors and stuff like that. Yet it won't be like when you went to Costco, which they no longer do, or I think you can at CVS. I've done some at Shutterfly. They're all right. Some other people have gorgeous printers just for pictures at home that they use. That's not in my realm of paying for just yet, so I can't, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. So another way of doing it is I go over on Canva and I import some pictures, and then I do the highest setting and I print them out. Like, once again, it's just for this journal. It's not like for a gift or anything like that. So we're going to make a page with this. Now I wanted to have the donuts by themselves. Now I could have made these pictures bigger, yet at the same time I wasn't sure exactly what I was going to do. One, I ran out of this paper, or these pictures would have been, you know, about this size. So I'm just going to try to keep a, what you call it, a frame around them. And yeah, I guess these could have been a little bigger. I'll remember that next time. I'm going to use my rounder. I call it my edge rounder. And then we're going to be using this sticker, so I'm just taking it off so remember. And I'm going to put these back over here. So Stan's is a famous place. I don't know if they originated. I think they originated in Chicago. This is the bag that the donuts came in. And they make all these donuts and then they sell them until they sell out. So if there's a, sorry for the noise, hang on. So if there's a really yummy donut you want, you need to get there early enough to get it. They also have, unlike back in the day when a donut was a donut and it only cost one price, unless it was like a bear claw or something. There are different prices of donuts. So be aware of that too. Make sure you understand. And even though, because this picture is small, it, okay, I have to take this out. Cut all of this out. How did this happen? Alright. Okay, take two. So if there's a donut that you want, just make sure that you get there in time so you can get the donut. This was a certain color sign, so because I'm not doing this like for a memory keeping thing to give as a gift or something, of course I'd get, you know, professional pictures done, but it's just for me to remember that day. So I'm going to get out my double-sided tape we're going to use. We have our sticker, and I have a pink here. So I'm going to see. This was gifted to me by someone, and I've never used these before. I don't know if you can see. It's from the company, what is it called? Close to Your Heart. I'm not very familiar with them, but this is a grouping of stickers that she didn't want to use. So, oh, this is cool. It says location and date. So sometimes what I do is I do my stamping first, and then I will put everything down. Now, I've never used this one before, so it's smart to stamp. All right, cool. Smart to stamp on something else before you start. I think there's enough ink on there. I know we're using this side again, so that's the tricky thing. Unless what I might do is just make this into a two-page spread and put all the stamping on this side, so I know that it will show up and won't be all uneven, if you want to say. So let's see. There we go. It has the date, location, the rating. Let's see, what else can we put? So this happened. We weren't planning on getting the donuts because we were in another area, and then we remembered that the downtown area of Chicago. Let's see. Oh, that looks cute like that. The downtown area of Chicago is so walkable. We just checked and we were only like 5 minutes away from the donut shop. So we're like, you know what? Let's do that. Okay. It's the first time I've used this stamp, and I'm using archival ink like they say you're supposed to use for stamps like this. I'm going to go back over it in black. I guess what I should have done is like I did the first one, do a stamp and then re-stamp it. Re-ink it. So lesson learned. It's not the end of the world. Let's see. All right. That's the end of that roll of tape. Some more tape. I think I'm going to leave this side for the journaling part. Let's see. Okay. That happens too. You have to be careful if you use a large thing. Make sure you have lots of ink to clear it off, because that's what happens. All right. Let's see if we can spell this now. W-A, always. All right. This ink sometimes goes through the page even though they say it's thick enough for ink. Alright, that didn't come out as good as I wanted it to, but oh well. What can we do? Alright. T I M E. Always time for, and I was going to put donuts, but then I'm like for, let's see, it's probably not proper. There's always time for, I think I'm going to trim that. Always time for donuts for breakfast. Oops. That ripped. Okay, some donuts for breakfast. Alright, then I will write later, I'll write about the location, and I love using this stamp date, which I also got in Chicago, not this trip, but another trip. And let's put the date. There. And then I have room for journaling. I've been here a couple of times, so I don't know why, but I always take the picture of the storefront. But it was the storefront, and then the donut that we got a double chocolate old fashioned. It's pretty good. I don't eat a lot of donuts anymore, so every so often I'll have one. Okay. Now I'm not doing this in order or anything either, but I'm going to put you guys on kind of like fast forward and allow you just to watch the rest of the things that I do here. thank you for following me today. I had to take a little break, and I came back and I finished the last 3 pages. So I'm just going to go over what I did today. I just did a generic thing of sticking down one of my favorite fermented foods, and I'm going to journal about that. I'm going to also journal about my trying of making this type of sticker from paper thing, which to me didn't do anything for me. I did a page about when we got some donuts when we were in Chicago. I'll write a little more about our visit. We've been there a couple times now. This one, I know it's a tiny picture, but it said Chevy Chase and the Christmas Vacation movie. Apparently they're going to show it the day after Thanksgiving, one time only. I don't know if it's going to just show the movie, or you know how sometimes they show the movie but play the music live. So I'm going to leave this blank, and because it says take pictures with the Chicago Theater sign, I thought it'd be fun to come back and put some more of the pictures I've taken over the years, or from now on to remember to come back and add some more pictures here. And once it fills up, I'll just have to go to Madhouse Crafting Company and buy another sticker sheet so I can reuse that sticker. Also, we were able to walk by Macy's, and I took a couple of cute little pictures. I don't know exactly what their theme is, but a lot of the windows had this little blue reindeer in it. So the pictures don't give it justice. Things like that you have to see in person. And they had this big poster saying Happy Holiday Chicago. And I didn't know if I was going to get back to Chicago before Christmas was over, so I said, you know what, let's take a picture of it now. These are just a collage. You know, it's really small. You guys can't really see it. Like I said, the Ivy printer for me, it prints dark. Even if you lighten up all the pictures, it just prints dark. The best ones, I think, even though this was outside, these were outside too, I had a little more luck in lightening these up. But if you really want to have perfect, bright pictures, and don't want to use the computer to print it out like I did this one, I know the camera's probably picking it up really dark, then I would suggest to invest in a photo printer that's just for photos, and you probably have a little better luck. I think the Ivy is just for us to have it on the go, instant gratification. The last 2 pages in in Germany and Austria, they celebrate on the 6th of December is when Father Christmas comes by and gives them some presents. But also before then, on the 5th, there's a fictitious character called Krampus that comes around and, you know, gives a good stern talking to the naughty children. It's all in jest. But this is kind of thing, it's kind of like, you know, you don't want this scary guy to come and show up at you, at your doorstep. So they had a little booth explaining this particular legend of it, and they had these to give out. So I took one, so I wouldn't have to write about it. And last but not least, I love taking the L, so I stuck the tickets that we bought, our all-day tickets. I just made a little pocket, and then I just wrote down how we got to Daily Polish of that time. It's very user-friendly if you've never been to Chicago, or if you've been to Chicago many times. I love the L over using the bus because it's straightforward. They tell you before you get to the next stop what is coming up in case you forget. They let you know what line you're on, the purple, red, pink. And then if you forget and you're at the wrong stop, just get off, go downstairs, get on the side of the platform, and go back a stop. So that's it for me for now. Thank you very much. If you've watched this whole entire video, or if you fast forward it to the very end, why don't you put in the comments one of your favorite things that you like to put in a journal that you just collect everything in. Until next time, remember, messy hands, happy life. Bye.